kind of look at him like scoundrels. What won't you do for that damn career? Listen, this is a disgusting business. That's all I'm going to say. This business is so disgusting that I can't. I think that Jay-Z and Beyonce are master manipulators of the media.
The first BAFTA of the night for a vital part of movie making.
We're here to celebrate the...
So while speaking, they were called N-word, B-word.
As the mother of a now 16-year-old.
Mm-hmm. Who I met backstage,
He did?
He's a great young man.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
You represent a lot.
Wendy Williams has long been seen as one of the biggest threats to Diddy and Jay-Z, and now people are starting to question why that is. She was reportedly one of the first major voices to speak on rumors about Diddy's private lifestyle, including claims about secret relationships that many others were too afraid to touch. And according to what's being said now, things may have gotten so intense behind the scenes that her safety was allegedly put at risk because of it. Then it didn't stop there. Wendy also spoke on rumors involving Jay-Z and an alleged relationship with Cathy White, including speculation about a possible pregnancy. On camera, she kept things polished and controlled, but behind the scenes, people are now claiming there may have been serious pressure building around her. Some are even suggesting she had people watching her closely during that entire period. And it gets even deeper. There are growing theories claiming that powerful figures may have played a role in her conservatorship situation, possibly to keep her quiet for good. While nothing has been proven, the timing has people raising eyebrows and asking serious questions. Now tie that into the ongoing mystery surrounding Kim Porter's passing, and things start to look even more complicated. Official reports stated she passed from pneumonia, but some sources have challenged that story completely. There are claims that the scene described publicly didn't match what was allegedly found, including reports of red fluid and unusual details in the room that weren't fully explained. Then there's former coroner Ed Winter, who reportedly examined the case. According to these claims, he found signs that didn't align with a natural illness and suggested possible toxins in her system. And here's where it gets even more suspicious. Right after those claims surfaced, it's said he was removed from the case and replaced. Nothing here has been officially confirmed, but the amount of overlapping stories, rumors, and unanswered questions has people watching very closely and wondering what's really going on behind the scenes. Ed was the same investigator tied to some of the biggest celebrity deaths: Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, Brittany Murphy, Paul Walker, Tom Petty, and Corey Haim. This wasn't some random rookie. This was someone with serious experience and a track record to match. And just when things already felt messy, Ed himself ended up passing away under circumstances that had people raising eyebrows. When questions about Kim's death were heating up, his sudden passing only made everything feel even more suspicious, like something bigger might have been getting covered up. But it doesn't stop there. Kim's former partner, Al B. Sure, didn't hold back at all. He outright accused Diddy of being responsible for her death. No soft language, no allegedly, just straight accusations. He even released a book titled, "Do You Believe Me?" Now, where he claimed that after he started questioning Kim's passing, his own life was put at risk too. He said every time he spoke out or posted anything hinting at Diddy, things would get real tense. According to him, he'd receive calls from unknown people warning him to take posts down or face serious consequences. That kind of pressure had people wondering just how deep this situation really goes. Now, here's where things take another turn. There's talk that Kim had been working on a tell-all book before she passed, one that was supposedly going to expose major details about her life and experiences. The rumors say it included claims about private parties, personal struggles, and things she allegedly witnessed during her relationship. Even though that book never officially dropped, leaked messages between someone from the publishing side and Kim's family hinted at what might have been inside. One message reportedly said, "I was devastated to read the things that Kim put up with and witnessed during her relationship with Diddy." That alone had people shocked. Some of the rumored contents went even further, mentioning alleged behind-the-scenes situations, industry secrets, and personal conflicts involving multiple high-profile names. While none of that has been confirmed, the sheer amount of detail people claim was included has kept these rumors alive. And when you bring Wendy Williams back into the picture, it starts connecting in a wild way. Her history with Diddy goes way back, and it's been tense for years. Back in the 90s, she openly spoke about his parties and lifestyle, which reportedly didn't sit well with him at all. Word is, she ended up being pushed out of major radio spaces in New York because of that conflict. Even after things seemed to cool off publicly, Wendy never fully backed down. She continued making comments and hinting at things others wouldn't touch, especially during the time when Cathy was still in the picture. At the time, a lot of people didn't fully catch what she was suggesting. But looking back now, some feel like she was pointing at something much bigger. And if you remember that 1999 nightclub incident involving Diddy and Jennifer Lopez, Wendy was one of the only voices questioning the narrative. While others stayed quiet, she was calling out inconsistencies and asking questions that people weren't ready to face. That boldness may have put an even bigger target on her back. You remember that nightclub case where 19-year-old Shine ended up going to prison? Exactly. That situation had a lot of people convinced by the version of events being pushed at the time. But Wendy wasn't buying it at all. She kept saying something about the story didn't add up, and she wasn't afraid to say it out loud. And she really stood on that. While others stayed quiet or went along with the narrative, Wendy kept questioning what actually happened behind the scenes. That boldness made her stand out, but it also made things way more tense between her and Diddy. At one point, things reportedly got so heated that there were rumors about Diddy trying to intimidate her, even bringing up her then teenage son, Kevin Jr., in a way that made the moment feel uncomfortable. An old interview resurfaced, showing Wendy visibly uneasy after Diddy mentioned meeting her son, and people immediately picked up on the shift in her energy. You could see her stumble over her words, like something caught her off guard. Now, when it comes to Kim Porter, Wendy never fully agreed with the official explanation of her passing. When the news first broke, Wendy posted, "I just heard the sad news about Kim Porter. My condolences to Diddy and Kim's families. Rest in peace." But not long after that, things took a turn. During her show, she made a very brief and cryptic comment. "Kim Porter has passed, and that's all I'm gonna say." That moment had people talking like crazy. The clip is hard to find now, and that only added more mystery. Some believe that was Wendy subtly signaling that there was more to the story than what was being reported. Then later on, when Diddy faced legal trouble, Wendy made comments that many interpreted as her not being surprised at all. That reaction had people connecting dots and revisiting everything she had said over the years. And then there's Cathy White. Reports claim she passed away right before she was allegedly set to be part of an interview that could have exposed major secrets. There have been rumors tying her to Jay-Z, but none of that has ever been confirmed. Some online theories even try to link her story to Beyoncé, including claims about surrogacy and song meanings. But it's important to say clearly that those claims are unverified and widely disputed. Still, that hasn't stopped people from speculating and analyzing lyrics, especially after certain song releases stirred conversation. What's wild is that Wendy had been raising eyebrows about industry stories like this long before social media started digging into them. Back in 2011, Beyoncé had everyone talking, and Wendy was right there, questioning things in her own way, long before it became a trend to revisit these moments. When that viral moment happened, where Beyoncé's baby bump appeared to fold inward during a live interview, it had the internet going wild, and Wendy wasted no time jumping on it the very next day. She went straight in, questioning whether the pregnancy was real and even bringing up Cathy White's name on her show. That was a bold move, especially since no major outlets were talking about Cathy at all back then. The whole Cathy situation was one of those low-key stories where only certain circles even knew what was being said. If you were tapped in, you'd heard the rumors. But if not, it completely flew under the radar. What really had people curious was how Wendy seemed to know so much. She always gave the impression that she had sources everywhere, people feeding her information from all corners of the industry. That's why some believe she had access to details others wouldn't dare speak on. And according to some of the talk online, before any of this could fully come out, something shifted. There are claims that she may have been silenced before she could reveal everything she allegedly knew. People say she had been gathering information for years, and just as things started heating up publicly, her situation changed drastically. Now, with everything surrounding Diddy and other high-profile controversies, her conservatorship has become another major topic of debate. Some people online are questioning the timing and wondering if there's more to it than what's being officially said. You'll even see comments like, Kim's death should be investigated further, and others throwing out strong opinions about past celebrity situations. Another comment reads, "Who blocks off a hospital? To have a baby? You do the math!" These reactions show just how deep the speculation goes, even though none of these claims have been confirmed. At the end of the day, there's a mix of rumors, unanswered questions, and strong opinions all colliding, and that's exactly why this story keeps pulling people back in. Now here's where everything really starts to connect, in a way that has people side-eyeing the entire situation. Because when you line up Wendy speaking out, Kim Porter's mysterious passing, and all these industry rumors floating around, it paints a picture that feels way bigger than coincidence. Wendy wasn't just gossiping for entertainment. She was consistently pointing at patterns. She would hint at power moves happening behind closed doors, people protecting their image at all costs, and stories getting buried before they could ever fully come out. And at the time, a lot of people brushed it off like it was just talk. But now, people are going back, listening a lot closer. What's even more wild is how fast narratives seem to shift in these situations. One moment, everything looks normal on the surface, and the next, details start disappearing, clips get harder to find, and key voices suddenly go quiet. That's the kind of thing that keeps fueling these conversations online. And when it comes to powerful figures in the industry, there's always been this idea that influence can shape what gets seen, what gets said, and what gets completely erased. Whether that's actually happening here or not, people are definitely questioning it more than ever. At this point, it's not even about one single claim. It's about the pattern of events that keeps people talking, digging, and trying to figure out what's real and what's been kept in the dark. And honestly, at this point, it's not even about proving every single rumor. It's about the fact that too many strange things keep happening around the same circle of people. Too many questions, not enough clear answers, and that's exactly why this story refuses to die down. Wendy spoke up when others stayed quiet. Kim's situation still has people confused. And all these connections, they've got the internet digging deeper by the day. But here's the real question. Are these just coincidences? Or is there something bigger going on behind the scenes that hasn't fully come to light yet? Let me know what you think, because this one right here, it's far from over. And if you've been paying attention, you already know. Sometimes the loudest stories aren't the ones being talked about. They're the ones being kept quiet.